So you met someone who set you back on your heels. Goody, goody. So you met someone and now you know how it feels. Goody, goody. So you gave him your heart too, just as I gave mine to you. And he broke it in little pieces. Now how do you do?
And that's the singing voice of Dick Cranben. Dick was born Richard Craimborg in Bairnsdale on July the 30th, 1905. He tried his luck in Melbourne at the tender age of 15. His first job as a waiter. On his first day, he spilled a tray of ice cream over a customer, and his new career was finished. Incidentally, the customer in question was Miss Ada Reeve, one of the biggest theatrical stars of the day. Little would she realize the young, eager, but ham-fisted waiter was to achieve just as much fame in another medium years later and become a true household name, loved and admired by all, including a group which is often the hardest to please, workmates. Former 3DB manager Curtis Crawford.
Cranben was a jack of all trades. He could do just about everything. He could sing, he could play saxophone, he could act, he could compare, he could call races.
However, they're approaching the turn into the straight where Double Blank is the leader. Double Blank is out only about a head, I would say, to King Amana going well. The next is Quite Talk. In over on the fence is Grey Boots. Then Durham pushing his way up. Peshawar coming with a run now in the centre. It's going to be hard for him to make it, but he's finishing like a shot. King Amana is the leader from Double Blank. Peshawar coming like a train on the outside. It's head and head. They go to the post. Peshawar wins, I think. Yes, Peshawar will go on and win in the run to the post. Peshawar is first. King Amana is second. A photo for third between Durham and Reformed at the head of the others. Quite Talk.
That was Dick Cranben calling the 1952 Caulfield Cup. When Dick joined 3DB in March 1941, he'd already had a crash course in race calling. He used to stand on the roofs of friends' cars or climb trees outside the race course. He'd then lift his field glasses and race book and call the race out loud. He became known as the funny little man who thinks he's a race caller. Dick Cranben was a very funny man, and he did call races. But producer Norm Spencer had bigger plans for him, and also for his successor.
Well, yes, he wanted to be a race caller, of course he was. They used to call our races during the week. But we had someone who just come in then who was a little bit better, and I forced him off it and put another bloke on. It was a bloke by the name of Bill Collins.
Oh, Dick Cranben was a very versatile man. Probably the best ad-libber that we've had in Australian radio, I would say. Dick, very clever man indeed.
Well, let's explain the state of the game to you now. Miss Fillmore, you get £4 for that. We've added another £4 to the case of Kitty, which is now
£68.
as well as the complete case of wardrobe of lingerie and bras. You start to risk your money from here on. If any of the next three questions put you out, you lose £2. But if you get through the three questions, you get a chance at the case of Kitty. So, will you take your £4 now, or will you risk £2 and go on? What do you say?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Righto, that's the way we like it. The category, please, Miss Fillmore.
Famous streets.
Famous streets. You've traveled about a little bit, have you?
No, I haven't. I came from England originally, but I've been out here a long time and I haven't been anywhere.
You haven't been anywhere in Australia?
No.
Oh, I see. Well, it's a nice country out here.
Well, I've been to Sydney, but that's not much, is it?
And I must mention, those people that applauded you from saying that are from Brisbane. What do you do, Miss Gilmore?
I'm a tailoress.
Are you? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you might be pressing your suit over in Sydney sometime, so don't
And that was Dick Cranben from the Kaiser Show. Dick lived and worked in the pre-television era when listeners could make up their own minds as to how their heroes should look. Dick Cranben's talent was big, but he was not. Dan Webb.
I remember going once to Warwicknabeal, to not a children's hospital, the Warwicknabeal Hospital. We used to do appeals up there for the country hospitals. And we went with Dick Cranben, Eric Pearce, John Stewart. And we were all walking down the street one day, and a lady stopped us and said, which of you is Dick Cranben? And Dick was rather sheepish about it. Oh, my goodness, she said, you are a little runt. And she said, I expected a tall, fair and debonair, because, you see, when they introduced him on the minstrel show, he was Dick Cranben, tall, fair and debonair. And that was the image she had in her mind of Dick Cranben. And he was short, And he was a little bit fat, and he certainly wasn't debonair.
But a great talent he was. He always gave good value to his sponsors, and his offsider was quite often Maury Callard, who remembers that Dick liked having fun with many of the advertising clients.
But the Stonyfell ads were the things that seemed to touch Dickie, I think maybe because he didn't drink. And you'd have to fit in words that they'd written in as ditties about Stonyfell, but they didn't go to the metre of the music, of course, so Mabel would have to put a little trilly notes in and so on and so forth, and Dickie would be waving himself in front of me because no television, and he's trying to put me off. And he was doing that all in fun. There was no viciousness about it.
Comes from Mrs. A.J. Locke of 346 Dandenong Road, East St Kilda, who says, "We listen to the Happy Gang and enjoy it very much. And with the help of Stonyfell, I'm sure they do."
One of the Locks from St Kilda.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
This is the verse that I'm to sing now, you see.
Yes, I know.
Do you
Mrs.
mind?
I happen to know Mrs. Locke.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we went to Yale together.
My gosh, it's a wonder she was admitted. Now, I live in a boarding house west... Wait, just a moment, Mabel. We have to go through it again. I live in a boarding house. I live in a... I can't get this, Mabel, at all. I live in a boarding house where Stony fell. Now, match that. I live in a boarding house.
No, I'm sorry, Murray. You've got to put the emphasis
A boarding
on
house.
the
The trouble is he hasn't paid his
Listen,
rent.
Murray. You pick up the second line. Are you ready? Start again, Mabel. I live... Now, you just start off. You ready? I live in a boarding house where Stony
yes,
fell.
I see. Thank you, Dick. It's delivered weekly, and my word, it certainly is. Well,
now try it all again on your own.
Right,
You
all
ready?
of it over again.
Over again,
Right.
yes. Mention Mrs. Locke again.
Well, Mrs. Locke of 300...
Mrs. Locke, he can't get the key. I'm sorry, go on.
Oh, you're a...
Yeah.
No, I live in a boarding house where Stonyfell is delivered weekly, and my word, it's certainly swell. All the guests are happy and bright. They all together every night and drink good health in Stonyfell.
Oh, Mrs. Locke, he's just made a bolt for the door. Come back.
And has Maury Callard, after all these years, forgiven Dick?
Oh, yes. Oh, that was all fun. That was all fun. And I wouldn't have cared if he'd asked me to stand on my head and do certain other things. I wouldn't have cared.
But Melbourne cared about Dick Cranbourne, and he cared about his audience. He always gave his all, whether it was doing a novelty song with Eula Parker.
Hello, Cocky. Hello, Cocky. Cocky want a quickie? Hello, Cocky. Cocky want a drink or two. Hello, Cocky. Hello, Cocky. Scratch, Cocky. Scratch, Cocky. Let me drown my sorrows with you.
Or having fun with longtime partner John Stewart.
Yes. He said he had to give up smoking because of his rheumatism. Rheumatism.
Well, how could rheumatism...
Rheumatism, he said.
How could rheumatism, all right, affect your smoking, John?
Bending down to pick him up.
Or calling his beloved races.
After going a little more than the furlong, and Wilkinson is the leader from close up Rio Janeiro and Pressman, then Ann's Lad at the head of the others is Ocean Spray, while on the outside, Grey Boots going very, very fast to take the lead as they pass the post.
Or playing it straight, singing a romantic song of the day.
I love to sing about the moon around the June around the springer. I love to sing about a sky of bluer or a teapot or anything with a swinger to, and I love you. I love it to, I love it to sing. Give me a song about the son I gonna went and done a wronger, but keep it cleaner with a cottage smaller by a waterfall or any topper that'll drop it to a bluebird's corner. I love it to, I love it to sing.
Dick Cranbourne could sing, Dick Cranbourne could do anything. And the one thing we didn't want him to do was retire. But he did. Here he is on his final morning on 3DB, working with Lou Richards.
Lou, I'm going to sort of bow out in a second or two because I have a long, long way to go, and I'm going to invite Mr. and Mrs. Victoria, if ever they're up Queensland, whilst I'm there. I'm going there for 12 months at least. May stay longer, I don't know. But at New Seville, just come and knock on the caravan door. We won't open it, but still, it'd be nice to hear that knock.
Dick, I've worked with you for 3 years now, and I've been in probably the biggest show of all times. That's league football, and I don't think I've met a nicer fellow, and I've enjoyed working with you tremendously, and all I can say to you is I love you.
Well, and if you look down there, you'll see two of my fan club down there with... will you read it out?
Dick, can you hang on just a moment, because I think the audience here would like to say a few words, so let's go now. Oh, he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us, so say all of us, so say all of us, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
Dick Cranbourne died in December 1971 at the age of 66. Behind him, many careers: trainee waiter, apprentice jockey, dance band saxophonist, hairdresser, dance band singer, comedian, compere. You name it, Dick could do it. From March 1941 right through till his death in 71, he was one of Melbourne radio's brightest stars. He never really made it in television. We ask why later in the special. But for now, suffice to say, so far as radio is concerned, they didn't come any better than Dick Cranbourne.